guys, how's it going? Heidi back again. I'm over here at work in the parking lot working on my van. Hang on a second. My next load isn't going to be ready till morning, and it's only 40 miles away, so I thought, well, I might as well make good use of this time since I'm back here at my home terminal where my van's parked. I thought, let me just park the truck, and I'll do some small projects on the van that aren't very long, that don't take a whole lot of effort and don't need a whole lot of power. Yeah, look at the height on this van, by the way. It's really nice. I looked at, when I went shopping to buy a van a year and a half ago, some of the vans I looked at were sagging really badly in the back from where they've been weighted down with equipment and stuff. This one, I think, it was a light duty usage in its first life. So when I went to look at it, it was in great shape. It had been maintained on a regular basis because it was a lease. So it had been brought in every 2 or 3 months for regular maintenance, and everything on it had been maintained really well. So I got really lucky. It had brand new tires, new front end. There were some components on the exterior that had to be replaced, but they had it, like, when I went to look at it, it was in excellent shape. I took it out for a test drive. Everything worked great. Brakes were awesome. Had a really good acceleration. The height on it's really nice. Has a few scratches and nicks here and there, which if you get up close, you can see those. Here on the door, especially where they were doing the food delivery, they beat the door up pretty good. Nicks and scratches over here. But what do I care? You know, that's fine. Let's go in here and do a quick update, and then I'm gonna get busy on some little projects over the next couple hours. Then I'm gonna get back to work, get back in the big truck and head back to work. It's nice when this happens. Every once in a while I'll have a layover over here near Dayton, Ohio, where my terminal is, where I have my van parked. It's a little messy in here right now. I keep all my building materials in the van when I'm out on the road in the big truck, and then when I come home to take a few days off, I'll go over to my friend's property up north from here, and I'll pull all these building materials out and start doing the work I need to do. But right now you're seeing it in its normal state with the stuff kind of piled in here. So what do I want to talk about? Well, I've been working on this medicine cabinet like I talked about in the other video. I made a mistake on this. When I went to put this on the wall, I was trying to decide where I want it, and I thought I kind of want to move it over this way a little bit because I want to mount a control panel here for my solar. So I was trying to kind of shift it this way a little. So I went ahead and measured everything and drew my lines, and then I scored the part I was going to cut. I scored it with a box knife. And then I got out a plunge saw, and I start cutting out for this box to inset it into the wall. But then when I got over here to this section, you can see here there's a pretty big cut right here. When I got over here, I'm like, the saw was like meeting a lot of resistance. I'm like, what is going on? And then I remembered there's a 2x4 right here. I was cutting into that 2x4. So that doesn't hurt the wall. It's it's reinforced with a 2x4 and 2x2s. So just one little cut there, it's not going to mess up the integrity of the wall. But I realized, I don't want to be cutting into that 2x4. So then I had to redraw my box, rescore it, move it over this direction, and then cut it again. But I had these score lines on the wall and a couple of cuts. I just filled them with wood filler. Then I'm going to sand that, fill in it again, sand it again, and then paint it. And then you shouldn't even be able to notice that mistake I made. So just showing you that it's not about perfection, it's about progress. We do not seek perfection, we seek progress. So you mess up, you figure it out, you move on. All right, what else can I talk about real quick? Yeah, here's another thing. So when I went to build this floor cabinet, I had already built the frame with 2x2s. And then about a month or so later, I got it out of the van and put it in the barn and start building the rest of it, making the drawers. Making these drawers, right? Making a face, painting it, gluing it on there. But then when I got to do the faces for the drawers, I went to the scrap pile because I was using just scrap wood. I didn't want to buy any more lumber because I had this huge pile of scrap wood, all different sizes. I thought I'm just going to take from the scrap pile to make faces for the drawers. But I didn't have wood that was wide enough. So I ended up putting wood on here that's the same width as the drawer, as you can see here, which means there's no overlap. So when you shut the drawer, there's a gap at the top. So I put these together and I thought, I need to fix that gap. So what I need to do is go out to Lowe's and get some small pieces of wood that I can cut and glue to the top of this to make it look right. And I was thinking I would just glue it on there and sand it and paint it green, and then maybe you wouldn't notice. But then I just happened to stop by the dollar store on my way back to work the other day, and I saw these garden stakes for sale in a big box. I'll show you these garden stakes real quick. Hang on a moment. Quite a few of them on the floor over here. Here's one. Alright, so anyway, yeah, I'm looking at this box of garden stakes, and I'm like, oh, these are really pretty. Look at all the pretty wood tone. And I thought to myself, that looks like it's the perfect size to fit on my drawers in my van. So I went ahead and bought one, and then I went out to the van and put it on here to see, is it the same size? It is. It's the exact same width as these faces I made. So, if you can imagine this is a really cool fix. Now, just take these garden stakes, put them on the top like that, cut them to size, glue them on the top of the door, and that fixes that gap. And then I'm just going to leave the natural wood. So each drawer will have a little wood piece on the top of it, like this, and like this. Which I think will be cute. I mean, I didn't plan it that way, but I was able to use scrap wood and then kind of rig it up with this cheap stuff. I got these for $1 each at the dollar store. And I think it accents the cabinet, and I think it'll look cool. I think it'll kind of make it go along with this natural wood cabinet on the top here. And then when I go to make the door for here, for this opening, I'm going to put one on the edge of the door like this. So, happy accident. Just happened to be at the dollar store picking up tuna for my cats. Just happened to see those garden stakes and just happened to be like, huh, I think those are the perfect size to fix my kitchen cabinet. Alright, so, yeah. Alright, that's pretty much all I got for today. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of work in here. Please forgive the mess. I just have all my building materials sitting in here right now. I use my friend's property. So when I arrive, I pull the building materials out of the van, I do my work, I clean up my mess when I'm done, and I pack everything back into the van. That way he doesn't have to have all this stuff sitting around in his way. So yeah, we do a quick 360. My Aztec curtain up front, kitchen, my bed area, my sweet sleepy dog, my gigantic roll of Reflectix, my thermal cover. Yeah, check out these thermal covers I made. This is the first one I made for the pass-through. I just took a 1-inch foam board I had left over from this van build, cut it into a rectangle, and then I covered it with Reflectix on both sides, taped the corners with duct tape, white duct tape, and then I got this really beautiful wallpaper that just is removable. It's sticky like a sticker, and I stuck it on there. I'm going to make another one for here and another one for here, and as you can see, that's the same wallpaper I have in my drawers. Heck yeah. Alright, that's all I got for now, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get to work. See how much I can get accomplished before I have to go back to work. Then I'll be coming back this way in another week. So I can be off for Mother's Day and my birthday, basically. Alright, that's all I got. Alright, talk to you guys later.
And I got parts of me in Milwaukee, and I got pieces